EG at ESL last year. I think it was. So they've been on both sides, so they know what it's like. Unfortunately for them, the game they won was, or fortunately for them, it's not the same case as that game actually won them the championship. They 22-0 in the third game of best of 3, which was something special. But yeah, Cloud9, the reason they don't come to mind for me is that we just don't think of Cloud9 as a championship team because they generally just have this curse of getting far but never quite making it. Which is, it's really unfortunate. But on the other hand, you could say it's a really good thing for them that they always get far. Like, they get a lot of good results, a lot of podium finishes. The question is, can they take the gold? And maybe this, if they play like they did against IG,
what was your take
it could be their time.
I guess. If there's any time, a better time to break that curse, it's going to be at TI, right? It's like you can get all the second places and third places you want throughout the year, but then if you win TI, like no one's going to remember the rest of that. Maybe as a joke, but then it all led to TI. And so
I don't think it's a joke winning second places in all the events you play the whole year. I don't think
I'll admit that part of that is because, like, coming from Korea, like, in anything, right, being second place is always a joke, and anytime anyone gets second place in everything, you're like, oh, you can never get first. But if you think about it, let's say you get 20 second place finishes.
You're going to get first place at one time, right?
And let's say you get one.
Continuously trying, you're going to get first place.
That's pretty impressive too, because you don't see teams that are always at the top for that long of a period. So we do have to give them credit. It's really perspective.
Still impressive.
Yeah. So definitely Cloud9 and looking good. So they've given a lot of fans hope. People were very excited about today's game early on. It not only broke Cloud9's curse, but it sets a lot of different records for TI here. And just lots of exciting stuff happening. One thing as we were talking that I'm a little curious about you guys is, of course, for me, like watching the past TIs at home, it's just you always kind of look at the favorites, and that's just what you keep an eye on and you follow it. There's tons of games going on. Does TI5 feel any different in terms of the caliber of teams here, or at least how close they might be?
I would say yes. Definitely. You can just tell that the tension is higher for the teams, even if you've seen the same players before last TIs. Everybody is so focused, and the level of play is I want to say a lot higher in terms of, like, there's more top teams, there's more top contenders. You always kind of know how the teams are going to end up, if they're going to be doing really well or if they're going to be ending up top 8 or bottom 8. But now there's less, there's more uncertainty. There's less that you can say, like, this team definitely is going to be in the bottom 5. You can't say that. Every team has a chance to make it far.
And for me, a big part of it, too, is also that it seems this version of Dota just has a broader hero pool. Like, they're simply just... the reason a lot of the teams can compete with each other on the level they do is that you look at a team like MVP Hot 6, they will pick the Huskar, or they will pull out a different kind of pick, because all those heroes can actually work, and the teams are starting to have, after having played the version a lot, they're having more confidence that they can make different things work, whereas I would say, you look back to TI3 or TI4, generally at this stage in the tournament, the number of heroes picked was lower, I would say. TI4 was certainly better than TI3. I think it gets better every year, but definitely different strengths, the fact that so many things are viable is helping out a lot.
Winter, what about you? Your view of TI5 compared to the past TIs?
Like, for me, when I think about TI, when I look at TI this year, okay, everyone was talking about how strong Secret and EG are, and everyone expect them to dominate. But when we come to the group stages, they drop games. People don't expect that. So that alone is a good tell that it's very difficult this year. It's very tough.
Yeah, that's just the feeling I got, but I wanted to see how you guys felt having seen this develop year after year. Of course, part of it is also looking back. I mean, we look at all these stories from the players, and now we have so many champions, past TI champions, and it's been pretty exciting to see that unfold. And every player has a different start, a different story getting here, and different reasons. Like, everyone says TI's the one that matters. If you win TI, nothing else matters. But at the same time, the reasoning for that is quite different. Their background for why they say TI is the thing that matters most is pretty different. So that's been interesting to see unfold so far. VP versus MVP Hot 6 coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have the teams in their rooms now getting all warmed up.
Warming up their hands.
Yeah, warming up their hands, too. I mean, both literally and figuratively. VP looking like they're pretty comfortable coming into this game. Should be their first game today, so... they should feel pretty relaxed. At the same time, maybe a little bit of the jitters, even though it's been day 3. For your first game of each day can always put you on a little bit on the nerves. And MVP, I mean, tough games yesterday, of course, against a rough opponent in EG. At the same time, new day, new games, and a lot of people are expecting if either team from MVP is going to do well. Cinder, you've been saying Hot 6 probably going to perform a little bit better. I'm sure they're feeling that support a lot. And both MVP teams have been saying our goal is to get top 8 this year and prove that we've definitely improved from past years. Do you think they'll be able to prove that this match?
I'm just hoping they don't look too much at the score right now. And they're like, oh, this is the group, we have 1 point. And they look at, it's really unfortunate because, as I said earlier, I don't feel like it reflects their performance. I think they're better than the 1 point they got. So if they analyze the situation correctly and they don't go on tilt because, oh, wow, this group stage is horrible for us, we haven't really won that much. They've played 3 games. They got a draw and 2 losses. There's still 4 games remaining. They can definitely pull out some really good plays. Now, from the camera shot there, you can't really read too much into it. Maybe.
But, I mean, at the same time, it does matter, right? There are these outside factors.
Yeah, it looked. Jerax looked either. Maybe he's a little bit tired, or he didn't look like he was like, boom, let's go, right? He didn't look too into it. But I think as long as they have been constructive about their losses yesterday, especially because once again, like, what do you take from the games? They pressured EG a lot in game 1. They lost it, but they pressured them a lot, which few teams have done, right? Have really taken the fight to a team like EG as well as they did. So if they look at the positives, they find the flaws. I could easily see them winning this, even 2-0. Like, for me, the draw is still the most likely. VP are the favorites, but what Hot 6 do show up today is the question.
All right.
I think for Hot 6, I mean, you mentioned it yesterday, they came up with a tough loss. It was against EG, and EG was one of the favorites going into the entire tournament. So if you're going to lose against someone, against EG, there's no shame in that, I think.
Right.
And, Jerix did look a bit tired on that shot right now, but I think they can pull it together. I agree. They just have to have a bit of spice, and I think if they get a comfortable draft, if they get something that they like playing, and it doesn't even if they get something that they really enjoy playing, I think they'll get that, and they'll get their momentum, and they can take over VP. At the same time, Virtus.pro, I don't know. Virtus.pro is one of those teams that you can't really always prepare for because they come out with these weird things. The silencer core, we've seen it a few times already, and you don't really know what to expect. You can't really prepare that harsh for Virtus.pro. So as long as MVP Hot 6 know that and stay in their own corner, basically, play around their own strats, play around their own strengths, then they're okay. I think they can do well.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for it, but it's here finally. MVP Hot 6 versus Virtus.pro into the draft of Game 1 with Hot 6 on the dire side, Virtus.pro on Radiant. And again, it's odd, Winter. We talk about this like day 1 and 2. We're like, well, no one's really putting high priority on SF, even on Radiant side, or banning it on Dire. And suddenly today we're seeing bans from Dire, picks on Radiant right away.
I think mostly it's also because both of these teams, if you talk about heroes, they are both looking to get the Lina, I feel. Like, Virtus.pro plays the Lina mid a lot. They played the Lina yesterday, of course, on the safe lane as well. And for Hot 6, it's also a crucial part of their success, having Lina as a mid or as a support for the whole team.
All right.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some heroes open here. EG yesterday against MVP Hot 6, I think they first phase banned Lina both games.
Yes.
Lina and Shaker, both the games.
Lina and Shaker both games?
Yeah.
Virtus.pro is another team that really like playing their Lina on G. It's the type of hero that he excels at. He is very good on spellcasting mids that just burst. Burst mid heroes are his jam, and no matter what Virtus.pro ban now, we're going to have a lot of the key heroes of this tournament so far get through. We've got Jaro, we've got Tusk. Leshrac now gets banned. What else do we have? The Shaker, Queen of Pain. For MVP Hot 6, there's Shaker, the Lina. They have so many things to choose from. I personally think they either grab the Gyro or the Quap now, because those are really big picks for VP as well, and then adapt to whether or not VP picked the Lina.
I'm really curious if you're MVP Hot 6, you know that Virtus.pro has G with that indeed bursty type of hero play. Doesn't matter which heroes he plays, he'll be the aggressor, or at least he'll try to be. How much emphasis are you going to put on trying to shut him down? Or are you going to try to put more emphasis on getting your own safe lane more farm and maybe helping your own mid lane just be secure? Okay.
Whoa.
First pick.
Well,
maybe you just don't care.
Maybe you just don't.
Bloodseeker first pick.
Yeah, Bloodseeker first pick coming out. I mean, despite all the heroes you guys just mentioned, I mean, and so many that have been very high priority. And yeah, that does leave the Gyro open, and then the Tusk too. So.
It's a hero G plays too, though. So
yeah.
it's a hotly contested pick for both teams because they actually both like playing around the Bloodseeker. But I was definitely not expecting it as the overall first pick of the matchup. But it's a hero that we should have thought about would play a big role in this.
Okay.
And they rate it really high. As far as shutting down G, I would definitely agree. If they can get away with it, putting focus on G is great. But already from the draft now, it might be become difficult for MVP Hot 6 to pressure them in a lot.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of weird things with their draft. Like even yesterday, picking a Tinker in a lineup which has a lot of giving the Tinker a lot of vision with the Tombstone and the track. So they've been really showing a lot of versatility within their picks alone. So
Okay.
there goes the Lina, which they like to pick a lot.
This means we still have, so out of the heroes we mentioned in the start as key picks, we still have...
Or Shaker?
We have Shaker. We didn't mention Bounty Hunter because
Yeah,
for some
Bounty
reason
Hunter.
we keep forgetting about him. But he is still in. MVP Hot 6 actually played that on Jerax yesterday against EG in the game that got really close. They had Tinker, Lesh, and Bounty as 3 of their picks in that.
Yeah.
Undying was another one which is banned by Virtus Pro this time around. Probably Sun's best hero.
Yeah, the Dazzle being banned out too. Of course, Dazzle more and more finally just being outright even first pick to first ban by a lot of teams.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious who is going to play the Lina on the side of MVP Hot 6. They have had 4F play Lina, they have obviously had Jerax play Lina, and Mental Protector as well. So I like that their draft, they can go anywhere they want. They don't really give anything away, and at the same time pick up 2 heroes of which we said, like, those heroes are high contested heroes. They need to pick them probably. I mean, they're probably going to be banned out if they weren't picked first. So I really like their draft so far. At the same time, Virtus Pro, I mean, picking Tusk and Gyrocopter, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, even though
Right.
people normally know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, at that point.
It's very rare you start a game with Gyro Tusk and you're like, that was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
We should not have picked this. It's about where they take it from here. Like, it's just such a solid opener, all in all.
It does force MVP Hot 6 to more focus on their own lineup because, as you said, I mean, Gyrocopter Tusk, you can do anything with that. And I said at the start, I hope that MVP Hot 6 is going to focus more on their own play, and they're kind of forced to because they have to ban out against what they don't want to play against, like a Dazzle in this case, to go up against Bloodseeker Lina. They don't want to do that. Which other heroes would you consider seeing them ban out? Is that a Bounty Hunter or Shaker, or do they still want to get that and not ban them out because of that?
Right. I mean, at this point, also to consider is that Virtus Pro will get that pick afterwards in this after this ban phase. So, I mean, Winter, what are your thoughts? Storm being banned out, but that again still leaves those other heroes open. Of course, Storm hotly contested here at the same time.
I'm thinking along the lines of because they always like to pick the Zeus, and this could be the game to pick the Zeus with Bloodseeker. So it's much better with their lineup compared to the game against EG. So that could be one of the things that work. They would have Zeus, Paslina, very bursty heroes, very good versus Gyro. I mean, if Gyro doesn't go for the early BKB type of item build, he would probably struggle in those sort of lineups.
Okay.
At the same time, though, they might have in the back of their minds after yesterday that if only we hadn't picked that Zeus, but something that could actually take towers and breach high ground, we might have won that game as well. Like, that was the second game against EG in which they also did well, but still
Yes.
won. So, you know, I could definitely see the Zeus working out. Their ability or their amount of spell burst is absolutely ridiculous, but they need to keep their eye on the prize, which is you need to destroy the Ancient. It's cool to kill. The kills need to lead to objectives. It's that simple. And personally, I would like to see MVP Hot 6 grab the Shaker here and then build into more of a physical carry lineup where they will be able to.
Nope,
Too
never
bad. Take the towers because Shaker is a great pick against Tusk and Gyro in my opinion. And now Virtus Pro like it themselves as well. It's good at stopping Bloodseeker in his tracks when he's trying to run heroes down, and also just a solid AoE team fighter, which is the style Virtus Pro likes to play.
Yeah, and they have very good, like, if they take a fight at enclosed areas, they have the shards and the fissure, so they can easily trap out targets in narrow ramps and like, even the Roshan pit and stuff like that. So they definitely have the advantage of like Terran.
For Hot 6, do they just respond with a clock at this point then?
It could be
Or do
very
you
strong.
still try to round out something else?
Oh,
Or-
there you go.
There we go.